Hey, I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it and give this video a like.
Podcast below in the description. I want you to go subscribe to that and do it right now.
Also, you see the DraftKings logo on the screen right there? We have a huge game for the Masters, Middlecoff.
Yep. Download the app right now. Promo code HAM. Getting our Masters game. Do it.
Get your shot at $1 million when you use the promo code HAM as well. And we also have a ton of football. Obviously, that's to come. The Masters is the urgent thing. It's going to be a big, big, big money game. $20 entry. Let's have some fun there. All right, I was thinking about the quarterbacks that are here at 3 for Kyle Shanahan. And
you did some thinking this weekend.
I did a lot of thinking. I was in the car driving to my parents' house in Davis, like an hour drive, opened the windows, sunroof back, just listened to Pandora. I had the Yacht Rock channel, which is my favorite Pandora channel going, and just tried to churn out, tried to really organize my mind and think about what I think of these quarterbacks. And just over the next 3 weeks, where do I stand on what the Niners should do and who their real options are?
In the Mercedes AMGs, you just press a button to get the sunroof back, or do you have to manually do it?
In the Maybach, you just tell the driver to drop the sunroof. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So here's I got a bunch of things I think kind of fit into this one category of who these guys remind me of. And here are some comps for you. I'll give you 3. I got Zach Wilson and Derek Carr. I got Justin Fields as Justin Herbert. And I got Trey Lance as Josh Allen. Now, these are not exact, and so I want you to pick these apart a little bit, and we can kind of play devil's advocate and go back and forth on where the fits are. But when I say those things, what I'm also saying is I think that the quarterback that Kyle Shanahan can draft, in part because Kyle Shanahan is drafting him, can be better than the guy drafted at 2 if it's Zach Wilson. And I also think that if it's Justin Fields, because remember my comp for Justin Fields there was Justin Herbert, I think if Kyle Shanahan drafts Justin Fields at 3, I think Justin Fields will lead rookie quarterbacks in touchdowns in his rookie season. I think he'll throw more than Lance. I think he'll throw more than Zach Wilson. I think even you might have kind of that Trevor Lawrence has tried to carry the Jags, Peyton Manning first year, where he looks, you go, yes, they drafted the right guy. But from a statistical standpoint, it's not as dramatic. So that's part of the reason why I settled on Herbert for Fields. Part of it is just the physicality, the arm strength. We had some of the same Herbert questions, right? Like, does he see the field? Does he get to a second read? And then it turns out, yeah, he's a stud. And I think if Fields plays for the Niners, I think we'll have some of those same conversations we had about Fields. So, all right, you can take any of those that you want to start with. What do you think?
I love the Zach Wilson Carr thing because I just think the raw talent jumps off. Just we watched him during some people like text me like, have you dove into the quarterbacks? I'm like, I don't know if you know my life, but I don't have 3 kids. I watched them all live all fall.
I was in the deep end back in November.
Yeah, it's like, BYU played 11 games. I watched 9 of them live. Mac Jones, I don't think I missed a snap. And Justin Fields, that was probably hit or miss. I watched 6.5 games of his, and not including his playoff run. So it's like, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, like, have you dived in? Like, yeah, I watched it live, all of it. Even Zach Wilson, because he kind of blew up fast. It was like, you got to be paying attention to this guy, right?
Yeah,
we talked a lot about him during the fall. Love the Carr
and
thing.
they were playing. Remember, they were playing a ton of games. So it's like, oh, well, you're on the West Coast. There's nothing really. No, the teams out here are playing.
Yeah, and they kind of got thrown on a couple like Friday nights, just like solo shots. You're like, damn, this kid loved the Carr comparisons. He just pops, right? Because he's just running around, freelancing a little bit, different arm angles, and just making remarkable throws. But the question that I continue to hear is like, does it just translate? Like, does that just, you come to the NFL against, you just play the Chargers. You're the Jets. And you're just like, okay, we play the Chargers. Like when Bosa runs at you and Kenneth Murray's running around and just some of their other guys and maybe Derwin James is back, does he just look like that sweet anymore? Or does he get fucking destroyed? And I'm not trying to diminish the kid because I enjoyed watching him, but that's a question that no one knows the answer to. It was like Johnny Manziel. It's like, well, Johnny just ran around the SEC. And I'll never forget a Thursday night game. Maybe it wasn't even a Thursday night game. Maybe it was his rookie year playing the Panthers. And he tried to get to the sideline, and Kuechly's like, no, actually, I'm going to meet you at about the hash, and I'm going to throw your ass down harder than you've ever been thrown around. And it looked like a gazelle running away from a lion, and the lion got him like that. And it was like, it's going to be hard for Johnny. And you knew right away, you're like, I don't know. Now, he went in the pick in the 20s. This guy's being talked about it too. The more and more, I think he's become a little overrated. But I love the comp because Derek, it turns out, should not have gone second round. he belonged in somewhere probably 10 to 20, right? Derek shouldn't go number 1 overall. I mean, based on his career, he'd go 1 or 2 on that draft. But like him and Jimmy, where they probably belonged is both Derek at like pick 15 and Jimmy at pick 28. Instead, Derek went in the 30s and Jimmy went at the end of the second round, right? Would you agree with that?
Yes. Hold on. Can I stick on that for a second?
Yeah.
The other part of the comp to me is, and Derek, Derek has added quite a bit of weight since college, in a good way. And I think, Zach, if you're going to be a playmaker.
Looks like he gained an inch too, didn't it?
Derek did get, Derek. Yeah. I remember when we saw him early at the Raiders, we thought he'd gotten taller.
If I told you right now he's 6'3" and change and 230, isn't that pretty believable?
Yeah. Is he listed at 6'2"?
That was his height at Fresno State.
Yeah, he looks bigger to me than Zach Wilson, but maybe Zach. People are saying Zach's, he measured in at 6'2", and so. But I think they both play like they grew up watching the Packers. Derek wears number 4 for a reason, and obviously loves Favre as well. I mean, loves Rodgers as well, and Zach Wilson plays like he grew up watching Rodgers. The thing about him is they're not Lance or Fields in terms of like just the girth of their midsection, right? So it is a little like they're not pulling away from 2-arm tackles and that sort of thing. And we watched Derek a lot, you and I, in college. And Derek, they were explosive, like really explosive. I don't know if you saw the video that I think Warren Sharp tweeted the other day with Zach Wilson from the Coastal Carolina game, but I think he was untouched. The protection that he had was fantastic. And so it's really hard to know. Like, clearly he's got the creativity bone in his body. I think Derek's arm is stronger than Zach's. At least like Derek's ability to throw bullets. I don't know. Zach throws a good deep ball. Derek has a really good arm. Maybe somebody would disagree on that with Zach, but I think Derek's arm's better. But that's where stylistically they are very similar, I think. And to your point, I think Derek, if he was coming out of college in 2021, he'd be a top 15 pick. He'd be a top 10 pick. I mean, you know how this stuff goes.
Completely agree.